Folks, what's up? Good morning. This is Michael from Third Shift on the Graveyard in the wee hours of the night with your daily trivia question. Once again, folks, bundle up today because it's going to be cold, it's going to rain, all that good stuff. It's the first official day of winter and it's going to feel like it for sure. So, getting right to it, the answer to the previous trivia question was, of course, Mount Vernon, the home of George Washington. So the former plantation of George Washington, the first president of the United States, and his wife, Martha, was Mount Vernon. This estate is on the banks of the Potomac River in Fairfax County, Virginia. It's located south of Washington, D.C. Been there, done that, folks. Beautiful, beautiful place. I have visited Mount Vernon. It is awesome. Ownership of the land, I thought this was interesting that I did not know, by the Washington family goes back to the late 1600s, actually. And it wasn't until 1761 that George Washington himself became the sole owner after he had leased it for a number of years. The original house that was built on Mount Vernon, I have a picture of it there in the middle section, was built by George Washington's father, Augustine. So when George Washington died in 1799, which was the focus of the trivia question, he was interned on Mount Vernon. The estate progressively declined. However, a lot of people don't realize that it almost just deteriorated completely because revenues were insufficient to maintain it adequately. It wasn't until 1858, actually, that the historical importance was recognized and realized by the Mount Vernon Ladies Association. Mount Vernon escaped damage during the Civil War, which was a rarity, and the current property consists of 500 acres. The mansion, in addition, on those 500 acres, had over 30 outbuildings. Originally, it was just thousands upon thousands of acres, but it was narrowed down to 500 acres as the plantation was restored. Mount Vernon was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1960, and it's listed on the National Register of Historic Places, of course. The bodies of George and Martha Washington, along with other members of the Washington family, are located on the grounds, as was stated in the trivia question, of Mount Vernon. They're interned there in the Washington tomb. Here's some cool geek factoids. Mount Vernon remains a privately owned property. I believe it's still owned by the Mount Vernon Ladies Association. Airspace surrounding Mount Vernon is restricted to prevent damage from aircraft vibrations because some of the buildings are obviously very old. Someone once tried to steal Washington's skull. I don't know what they would want. I think I saw it on eBay, actually. You can visit, I didn't actually see it on eBay, I'm just kidding around with that. You can visit Mount Vernon 7 days a week, and the whole idea of visiting Mount Vernon originated from George Washington himself. While he lived there, he said, I don't mind one bit if people want to come and see Mount Vernon and all of its buildings. His only stipulation was that they were sober when they did. And that whole notion has stuck with the property and all of the acres that come with Mount Vernon to this day. Mount Vernon, as you can imagine, has its own website, as does everything. And you can get all kind of Mount Vernon original products to include like peanuts. There's just a whole slew of things, and you can get all that just in time for Christmas, actually. So check out the website. There's also like a virtual tour and so forth that you can take. And I can tell you this from personal experience, folks. If you go to Washington, D.C., you're visiting the sites, and you get tired and kind of fatigued and overwhelmed of the monuments and the mall and the grid and just the all of the Smithsonians and so forth, a great alternative one day is to go to Mount Vernon. For sure, you won't be disappointed. It's a great alternative to get away to a nice tranquil location and see something really beautiful. All right, let's get to easy for me to say. I've had too much coffee, folks. I'm not going to lie. So let's get to today's trivia question for December 21st. On this day in 1891, in an effort to keep bored and unruly students busy during difficult New England winters, a man named James Naismith divided 18 boys into two teams of 9, gave them a soccer ball with the objective of placing it into a peach basket, which he had attached to a balcony 10 feet above the floor. And in doing so, he introduced this for the first time. It's too easy, folks. Come on. I'll get harder questions as the week goes by. Stay dry today. Stay warm. Stay safe. Peace out.